Welcome to another episode of Clear Lake Connections, where we talk to the people behind the businesses of Bay Area Houston, proudly sponsored by UTMB Health. Today's special guest is Jaquee, and you're with Great Wolf Lodge.
Yes.
You guys just recently opened up. How did it go?
Wow. We opened on August the 7th. We were ready for it. We had done a lot of preparation. There was a lot of teams that came in from other areas, and they worked with us, strong task force. We probably had, over 100 task force people on site to help us get kicked off. And we did something called, we did testing rooms a few days before that, where we just invited guests in and we let them try the lodge and we let them try us. And so it gave our teams a chance to kind of go into the process of servicing the guest, but yet we weren't live yet. So it's a good model. We do it at all of our other lodges as well, but we had a great opening.
And you guys opened early, if I'm not mistaken.
We did.
It was supposed to be in October.
We did,
but
a couple of months early.
Yeah, congratulations.
Pushed the needle.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So what is your role at Great Wolf Lodge?
I am the Director of Sales and Catering. My role it's kind of twofold. We focus on groups and events. The conference center's there. A lot of people don't know, but we have a wonderful conference center that accommodates up to 800 attendees. And of course, we still have other events and things that we participate within the communities. And I guess I would consider myself somewhat of a community liaison. So I kind of play the role of Director of Sales Events, also kind of I think they call it the cheerleader for the property.
So a conference, it's a unique place to have a conference because people can bring their families and they can enjoy the park while they attend sessions.
Yes, and you know what? We're finding that the historical groups that are just companies are now starting to see our property as kind of a blended experience where they can get business done, have fun, and be a kid again, and also enjoy their families too. So it's a unique concept, a successful concept. We're blessed to have it here in Webster, to have that where you can bring your family, have an event, and also, as a company, there's a lot of things to do with team building there as well. I mean, we have the whole entire family event center that kind of poses itself as a location for team building. It's interesting, we have a ropes course, we have zip lining, we have mini bowling. There's just some great things to do if you just want to think outside the box and really, do something interesting with your team.
Bring your team in for a day and do some team building.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they would reach out to you for
They would reach out
that.
to me.
So let's talk about the water park. What makes your water park unique?
What makes 84 degrees year round? Remember that number.
That's very nice.
We're state of the art, mechanical. The slides are unique. They're especially designed for Great Wolf. There's something to do from all ages, whether you have a small child or you're a grown adult and you have teenagers or preteens. There's some type of activity inside the water park to enjoy. Or if you just want to come in, rent a cabana. Your kids are playing and, you just kind of enjoy a cabana with some nice, service and amenities. And, we've kind of touched on all areas where we can accommodate, families and couples, and I mean, you name it. I think we're touching on all the bases.
I'm a sucker for a water slide,
right?
But what I found out by going to places like Great Wolf Lodge is that there are a lot of us adults that are suckers for water slides.
We have some good water slides. Have you been down the Texas Twister?
I have not yet. I've been to the one in Grapevine.
Okay.
But I have not yet been.
So our rides are a little different. Some of them were designed especially just for this lodge. This Great Wolf Lodge is a Generation 4. There are us and Naples. We opened a month apart.
Okay.
So Naples, Florida now has a Generation 4 lodge as well. We just have a lot of state-of-the-art amenities for guests. We have a virtuality room. Our family event center is very technical. It's very technologically advanced. Our lobby has, multi screens that we can create experiences for the children. We start out with yoga in the morning. We do pajama party, at night. We have the kids doing crafts during the day. I mean, we're very interactive, and, Magi Quest is something that, Great Wolf Lodge has synonymous, and they purchased that, concept to incorporate into all their lodges. I mean, it's just a very cool concept. Are we giving Disney a run? I think we are. I really think we are. We're a different concept, but yet we're at the same time we're for families. We're strengthening families. Our motto is we strengthen the pack, and our pack is our family.
So how did the whole concept come about? A little bit of history on Great Wolf Lodge.
Go back to 1997 in Wisconsin. There was a lodge, Wisconsin Dells. It's our first lodge, number one. And the lodge was purchased. It was 117 rooms, and I think it had a 20,000 square foot water park. Within a couple of years, they enlarged that water park twice its size and added on another 200 rooms. So they saw a concept being born, and then they started replicating it. So we're up to 22 lodges now. We celebrated our 25th year in business in 2022, and Great Wolf Lodge is growing strong.
Well, and I imagine in Wisconsin you definitely want covered pools and
yes, concept
but it's amazing how you take that from there because of the cold. You bring it down here where it's brutally hot, and the same concept works perfectly.
Still works perfectly.
Yeah.
Plus, we have a great outdoor pool as well. Some great, fun activities outside for the kids. There's, little pads to walk on, and just some interesting things. We have cabanas outside in our pool. Another great area to do a corporate event is by our pool. Outside the gate, we have a beautiful kind of a fire pit area that's private seating, and we can privatize that area and do a great outdoor event. A great Epicurean event would look good out there. We have AstroTurf. We can create a great concept. And so I think I tell myself all the time when I'm walking outside and I walk out to the pool and I take guests and clients out there is, would you have ever thought this was going to be in Webster? I mean, because it doesn't look like Webster, right? I mean, when you're standing there and you're looking out into one area, you're looking out, you see Top Golf, and then, you've got all this just growth and expansion and energy businesses coming in around us. It just really has put Webster on the map.
Tell me, how did Great Wolf Lodge pick Webster? How did that come about?
Well, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I know that there were a lot of vying cities, and I think Webster did a really good job of pitching, this area. Also, we have Johnson Space Center Museum. That's a great, attraction for kids. We're on the way to Galveston. Obviously, there's the cruise market there that's just exploding. And that's helping our industry grow in this area. So we're basically either a stopover or a stop back, from the third largest cruise market, in the U.S. So I think it was a pretty easy choice once you weigh it all out.
I started thinking about the cruise and just how
tying it all together,
how big tourism is in our area, and just giving people more options.
Sure,
fun option.
It's I think this part of Houston is the growing part. I really do. I think we will eventually see all the businesses in the little municipalities between Webster and Galveston start to fill in, and there's just not going to be any gaps anymore. You're just going to see a business, you're going to see some type of activity and e-commerce all the way there. It's just
so business. You opened early. It probably helped because it was towards the end of summer. But how has business been? Has it been as expected, or have you guys exceeded expectations?
I mean, there's highs and lows. Obviously, we're still growing our footprint in the market with being a conference center hotel, but we'll get there. It's just all about exposure and having some of those great events. And we've already hosted some really great events. We're going to be hosting a rodeo event. I hope I'm not preemptive here, but we are going to be hosting a rodeo event in January for. We're working with the NASA Clear Lake Go Texan Committee, and I believe we finalized our contract as of last week. So
great.
We'll be hosting one of their events in January. I think it's been great. Our weekends, we've had some sellouts. We've had Great weekends where, I mean, we were all 532 rooms occupied, 100%.
Oh, wow.
And I think we'll continue to grow even after the slower week that we felt like we had going into last weekend. We ran 70 and 80% over the weekend, so we were still pretty happy with that. And we're not feeling the ebbs and the tides like some industries, like some hotels do. So Great Wolf Lodge was built to run year-round and be strong occupancy year-round in the 90s. Is pretty much what we expect to have across our brand.
That's a really high bar.
It's a high bar.
Yeah.
It is.
But it sounds like you've got something for everybody to be able to make that possible.
Oh, for sure. We do. And if you want to, just think outside the box, there's something to do for all ages. And why not come be a kid again? Even if you're doing a corporate event, why not be a kid again and go into the event center and do some fun stuff, with your team.
Oh, absolutely.
So we're starting to open some eyes to that concept, and it's coming over very strong.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know there's always, in this area, people are always looking for places to be able to host things like that. So it's nice to have.
Yes.
It's nice to have a fun option, first of all.
It is.
Because I think that helps with team building.
It is. And the way the hotel is designed, the lobby splits two buildings, and the conference center is on one end, and there's around 220 rooms on the end that's by the conference center. You literally have your own mini hotel right there. And then, of course, you go into the lobby, you go to the other side, there's over 300 rooms on that side, and then the event center and then the water park are kind of compartmentalized.
So for a conference center, what are like some of your standard room sizes, and like what's your biggest ballroom look like?
Our biggest ballroom, is around 8,400 square feet. It's got 15.5-foot ceilings. It divides into 3 sections, which one of those sections conveniently divides into 2 sections, so you can have some nice breakout space. Huge pre-function area. It's about 3,800. Has its own private entrance. Also has a concrete patio area space to do like a pop-up tent if you want to do a tent reception or something out there. We also have a nice green space beside it. It's got private parking. If you want, we can compartmentalize the parking off. We are gated parking, so it's always safety first.
Okay.
But it's a great concept. We've done, since we opened, since we got on property in July, my team and I have already hosted over 100 site inspections.
Okay.
And these were all for conferences and events. So it's definitely got some curiosity piqued.
Yeah, and it's good for the local economy to have conferences coming here and people being exposed to our region, and everybody benefits.
Yes, absolutely. So we can shift market share from other cities and other states, as well as right here in Houston, and really put a nice emphasis on, the Webster.
And so you said for a conference about 800 attendees?
About 800, it depends on how your setup is. Comfortably, I would say 600 with a dance floor and a riser and a stage. I think Rodeo's event is up to 450, and we're accommodating them very well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's great to have you guys in the community, and look forward to continued success.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us on, and thank you for letting us be a partner. We appreciate it.